Yeah, there was something about like you had to go through a door and the person just kept going through like the wrong door over and over again. They're like, let's try this again. And then they'd get it where it's only one door, so the guy would go backwards instead. And it would just like make him nuts until he like slowed right down. I'm pretty sure if Let's Game It Out played it, I watched it. That's how I sort of feel about that. Alright, let's check out. I just need to make sure... Jesus, somebody wrecked this. I'm pretty sure all these are set to butchering. Pretty sure. And I need to make sure that all of my cooktops are set up. And I'm pretty sure I've got these set to just hold wood. But I don't think we have wood at the moment. Yeah, they should be fine. So I need some people to, before winter, I need them to walk around and get as much wood as I can. Which I don't think I've got much in this area. If I have to, I'll send them out into like the thrombos kind of zone and we'll see what we can get. So I might actually take out some of the thrombos food. It's not going to help them for winter, but you know, they'll be right. Maybe. I can always bring them in for food, you know. Alright. Well, that should help with that. We'll have wood, hopefully, to do the cooking. Can you travel to another area for more resources? To a degree, I could, like, if I got a scanner quest type thing. Hold on, where's my world? If I wanted to, I could take my people outside and have a look, but I think you can only go into an area, like you can settle, right? You can send a caravan out and I could go visit like my neighbors, or I can go into this item stash and I could take all the resources off that particular area, but I don't have any other quests currently available. So I can't just go to a location. So once I start with the, I go back inside my base, hold on. Once I get this thing, finding plasteel, it will give me quests to go outside of my base and get more resources, but we're coming into winter really soon. And winter travel is half the time of regular travel. So I'm going to need twice as much resources, and I don't have that for the base that I have. Like, we've got 251 people. We had 8 prisoners when we started. In total, we've got 259 if we include the prisoners, right? 259 people. We're almost at 260, for fuck's sake. And what is wrong with one of the doors? Hold on. Who's the motherfucker that's done it this time? It's always this fucking door. Pumpkin, mate, can you haul the rice, please? Because we're getting all the animals are being brought in. I noticed this before while we were talking about it, and I'm like, oh no, they must be just making a mistake. And then I'm like hearing the, you know, the little noise that tells you that something's going on. Yeah, that was happening. So the problem I've got, for anybody that is not aware of the situation, is I have basically 260 people, and I have a fuck ton of animals, like a couple hundred animals. And the issue that I have is we don't have food. We don't have warm bedrooms. Not everybody has a bedroom. So when winter hits in about 11 days, we're going to have a lot of people outside getting hypothermia. We're going to get a few animals dying. We're going to get people starving. I don't know if my colony can make it through winter because I do not have enough food resources right now. And even though I have a lot of people and I have a lot of gardeners and stuff like that, I'm pretty much racing against time trying to get these areas. Like, I don't want them to keep sowing at this point because this isn't gonna, we're not gonna get another crop out before winter. These ones that I've got here, that one I want to turn into a grow room. The ones out here, if I can select them, not like that. I just select the area, cool. These, I want them to stop sowing. The only problem I found was when we tried to leave Quillen, it basically had the issue where these two are potatoes. It had the issue where these kept getting sown regardless of them being said don't sow. So I don't know if that's a 1.5 update that's like a problem. We'll keep an eye on it. Welcome in, light source. Cannibalism? No, we don't do that here. But I can guarantee you I've been recommended that strongly for every single food crisis that we've had so far. Because yes, I have shit ton of people, but the problem is with this many people, if one person goes and snacks on a person, we don't just have like 10 upset people. We have like 260 upset people, and they have bonded pets. They want to go slaughtering. They want to go jailbreaking. They want to go murdering, tantruming, breaking shit. It's a really massive issue if somebody starts snacking on a person. We do allow the animals to snack on corpses, but we are fresh out of corpses at the moment. So that is a little bit of a downside, but I'm probably not going to have enough through winter corpse-wise anyway. So that's going to be a bit of a problem, but we'll get to that when we get to it. At the moment, I'm just trying to harvest as many crops as I physically can. I'm trying to turn a couple of them into indoor areas. I have got a lot of panthers and megasofts and all sorts of stuff that can help me haul all these crops in. So if they go for it, we should be able to get it. I'm going to enclose this soon because we had a problem where we didn't have enough electricity. And I also need to get more electricity. That's the thing that we're working on as well. What are you? You daytime Yvonne? Hold on. Delicious is having a tantrum. That's his name. I just love how it comes off like that. It's great. And so what if sell the bodies to people that do that kind of stuff? Is that an option? Not really. Because, like, I mean, I can gift the bodies to an ally and they might cannibalize it and stuff. But if they send back human meat, I'm going to have the exact same problem. Like, it's not so much about the butchering. Like, butchering will give me an extra hard buff on top of the having eaten human flesh. They'll give me 2 sets of buffs, so it'll only give me the one of eating people. But yeah, I will have problems with that. If I could, maybe I could put human flesh into kibble, but I'm trying to keep the amount of kibble really low because my people will eat it and bitch about it, and I need them to put the meat into making food. At the moment we've got like 1,100 kibble, so I just need to figure out which one, because some of these moved. Yeah, that's alright, as long as it's not much more than that, because when we moved, some of these benches came with us and I abandoned a lot at the last location, so I wasn't quite sure how many are where they're supposed to be. We're missing one up here. I don't know if that's supposed to be there or what, but I don't know if that's supposed to be there. Hold on. Maybe. Fuck it, I'm gonna put one there. See how that goes. We also need more chairs and shit, I guess. Counterbalance 1 cannibalism would turn it to metal break cascade that would result in 90% of colony dead. Yeah. Oh, that's 100% of my problem. That's why, like, I try to take care of them as best I can. Like, I'm trying to give them bedrooms. I'm trying to get them proper food. Usually we do not have a problem with food for my colony. The problem that we have got, let me show you. Okay, so we started, what did we start? Let me zoom out a bit so I can see. We started down around, we started here. Okay, we started down in Settlement Salvation, and then we moved up to here, right? That was Quillen. And the problem that I got was we moved to Quillen and then 1.5 update happened. And I'm running the core game and I don't have any DLCs or anything like that. And it broke my map. So we had to move ASAP. So we didn't have enough food stored from the last move to the new move. We used it in transit and to establish the base. And then we had to move straight away because the map was glitchy. That's where our problem is. So then we moved all the way up to here, to Dryden. And that's where we are at the moment. And I did not prioritize straight off the bat getting food because I was trying to prioritize enclosing an area because I had my entire base coming and I just had fucking hundreds of animals that I needed to enclose in a space. And if I'm going to build it, I'm going to build it once, you know? So that was how I sort of felt about it. But yeah, now we need the food and we need the shelter, and I don't really have slate. I could change to just working with limestone. I could also work with wood. The only problem is that if I throw down wood, They could set it on fire, it could get blown up, whatever. But we don't have a lot of it. We're building like a shit ton of beds because we're trying to get people's bedrooms. As you guys can see, they're blasting through like round 3. Also, I need doors. Hold on. We are going to have exactly what we had a while ago. I can't believe I forgot this again. Fucking hell. I do this every friggin' time I build a room. You want to drive a car? You shouldn't be that far away from being able to drive a car by now, Waver. I feel like. Although, I feel like we've been talking for years, but it's probably only been like the 2 at this point. Because debuff colony wide. Then a pinch, you have a lot of stuff to trade for crops anyway. Yeah, I do. That's what I've been trying to do. Is the other thing we had the problem with too is I pissed off Finbum. I took Grim, my best mate, when I saw his character walk in, and I'm like, I've never seen him on any other map anywhere else, so I'm gonna take him. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna fuck over my ally for the first time and go on my own morals and do that. And then we made him happy again, and then Eternal Dipsy's character walked in, Bombay, and that's their DLC character walked into my colony. I'm like, not gonna not take them. So they happen to be from the exact same group. And so I took them, and then they were really pissed off for a good couple of months. And then we went and attacked them and took some of their people a couple of times, and that was great. And now I made them my allies again so that I can trade with them because we urgently need resources. I am actually still sitting pretty upright at the moment, Shadow. Haven't caught me prawning in real time just yet. And I will stretch and I'll hydrate. Just give me a second to get these doors in so my people don't get stuck in the rooms again, because we all know they're going to do it. If it's an option, I don't know, that's the right spot. If it is an option, they will do it. Did I have doors on the top? Yeah, I did. Alright. It's fine. Alright. So I'll let them roam around. I'll get my stretch on. And my hydrate too. I appreciate the stretches and hydrates and stuff, especially after last week with having the sore shoulder and having to like take a day off the start of this week to kind of like cope with that. I get all sorts of stuff. I've got lots of chronic health issues, so yeah. One thing every other week, I swear it is. I have energy drinks tonight though. I have Azula. Oh, I have Azula in a fuzzy donut next to me too. I can't pat her because she's airplane earring. Like, she's asleep and I don't want to wake her. You guys. I'm also just keeping an eye out for special names, if I can, like what happened with Grim and stuff, but I guess I know that they're probably pissed off up there. I got a muffin. Kind of muffin. You tell me about a muffin. What type? Fucking get descriptive, man. They're piggies. Oh. What do you mean, piggies? Oh, wait, did they have pigs? I get it. This screen always reminds me of Minesweeper. What this? Yeah, it kind of does. Look, I'm not going to find... I was hoping to find one of the L names in here, but I'll send... Is she asleep? She is asleep. It's fine. I don't want to wake her. Have we got... We got Lumi. Hold on. What's your bio? Your social of 11. That's not the worst. Costa might be better. 9. No. Chizuka? Nah, it's getting worse and worse. Let's just send Lumi down here for now. I think I have multiple traders coming in, and I need them not to destroy each other, so I'm going to trade with them and kick them out of my base, and hopefully we don't have problems like we did the last couple of weeks. Chocolate and cherries muffin. That sounds awesome. We don't get shit like that here. If the best we get is like white chocolate and raspberry, and it just gives me reflux. Terrible. Oh yeah, they do have pigs. I always like blueberry. I know it sounds like really basic. Blueberry or apple and cinnamon muffins are like some of the best for me. Alright, you have a little bit of pemmican, duck meat. I have a lot of meat. I just need my people to actually cook. Rice. Now, I have a lot of leathers. So I can basically negate this entire purchase if I want to. I can basically buy whatever the fuck I want off these people. Oh my god, they buy wood. No. I require wood for once. I will make the purchase for once. Okay, usually if somebody accepts wood, I usually just throw as much wood as we have in the base, but I actually need wood at the moment because we're trying to build beds and we're trying to keep the stove stocked for winter and any kind of clothes. Because honestly, anything to keep them even remotely tiniest bit warm through winter would be just great. That would be so great. What do we got? Travelware. Let's sell that because it's kind of crap quality. Anything that's kind of poor quality, let's chuck it. Sometimes cherries have seed left in them, so I almost chipped my tooth on them at least a few times. Fuck! In hell. No, that's, I'll be honest, that shit doesn't fly in Australia. We have, like... I'm not saying this is something that, like, I do personally, but I do know that it's, like, a kind of common thing that people do around here. Is, like, if you were to chip your tooth or if you were to accidentally swallow a cherry pit and nearly choke, it would just be, like, a lawsuit situation. Australia does kind of follow suit, with, like, I don't know, what TV dramas and shit do pretty often. So, yeah, unfortunately... business don't take that risk. Like I got olives the other week, and one of the olives that I was eating was like really poorly pitted, and I had like a little bit of a pit that like also almost like cracked my tooth, and I'm like, fucking hell, this is so unusual to see because like usually they do better. Normally they try to avoid something like that. All right, you lot, where is my person? There. Lumi, can you tell them to get lost, please? Like, go. Get out of here. I can't risk that we have other traders coming. Hey, it costs barely $1. What? That muffin costs barely $1? I want a fucking cherry muffin that costs like less than $1. You don't get shit like that here, unless you want to make it. I used to make apple and cinnamon muffins. They're actually alright. One of the few things that I could actually make kind of consistently. And we all know how shit I am with cooking, so that says a lot. Oh, hey, they're out of the beds. I can get rid of them now. What does chipping a tooth mean? I think it's more like here's a chunk of teeth, which tends to happen if you bite with full strength on something very hard. Just don't expect to have in your mouth. Don't experience that, I don't think. So, because it would hurt, right? It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot to accidentally crack your tooth on something. So I did that on back when I could eat meat, and I really loved eating pork a lot. I actually cracked my tooth basically in half down the center, like vertically, on the crackling, and I had to go to emergency dentist appointment like first thing in the morning. I couldn't sleep during the night either because like my tooth was basically like a shard in my mouth. Here we go. There they all are. Yeah, my only lucky thing was that my tooth was actually dead. It had abscess up inside of it. It was one of those ones where I had a tooth kind of go bad at some point, right? And I couldn't afford to fix it. So I didn't know what was wrong with it. I was just like, man, this really, really hurts. And whenever I laid down, it was like really, really painful. So I got like shit of it one day and I just like put a lot of pressure and I felt something kind of like pop or crack. And then like I had all this shit just drain into my mouth through what I didn't know was a hole through the center of my tooth. Graphic shit, I guess, warning. But yeah, then after that, I kind of had, let's get weeks. After that, it didn't hurt. It stopped hurting. But then when I ate the pork, my tooth just cracked in half down the center all the way up into the gum. And I had to wait to obviously get to see a dentist, and they asked me what I wanted to do, and I just asked them if they could just fucking pull it. Because obviously if it was dead, I'd just get it pulled. No point in keeping it. It's like, it's up towards the mid-back, so it's not like you can see it either. And Asan's building a thing. And yeah, I know that after it got pulled, I was on like pretty decent pain meds and stuff, but I definitely didn't experience the full force of like insane dental pain because it was already dead, which was good. But yeah, it still took a couple of days for the socket to stop hurting, and to close over and shit. If it had been a healthy tooth, it would have been unbearably painful because all the nerves would have been raw, and then I would have needed an emergency appointment same day. And yeah, I probably would have had to have tried for like reconstructive surgery or something around it, or I would have had to have tried to keep the bit of tooth that came off if I could, so that they could reattach it, you know. Like they sometimes can. If your tooth cracks and falls out, you are supposed to keep it in milk. So until you can get to your dentist appointment, just a fresh little cup of milk or something, it somehow keeps it healthier. Or at least that's what I have been taught growing up. So I don't know how legit that is, but if that helps somebody, I hope that's great, you know. But yeah, there was nothing I could do for my teeth, unfortunately. And the funny thing is, like, if I could still eat pork, I'd still eat pork. It wouldn't deter me, honestly. Not much is going to stop me from eating something that I actually enjoyed, you know. So I always grill my muffins with butter. Oh yeah, we kind of like, I guess we microwave them here, or we do sometimes grill them and shit. Not so much, actually I'm using blue fur. Not so much muffins. We do it to like, you know, like breads and stuff, like banana bread, like cake breads kind of thing, stuff like that, or like sweet loaves kind of thing. We kind of toast those to kind of give them a little bit extra with the butter and stuff. That's always really nice. I like banana bread occasionally with some like butter and stuff, although I can't get through much food-wise. Like, I just can't I can't eat much for, like, I don't know. Can't eat much. So I normally like halve a fucking banana bread piece of loaf and like eat one, heat it up, well, halve it, heat it up, and then eat that, and then like eat the other one later kind of thing when I can feel like it. It's a good thing I brushed my teeth not too long ago. I'm sorry, Away, but this is probably all horrifying since you got a dentist appointment. Is that this week? Is that coming this week, your dentist appointment? I could take the jade table. I'm looking for like plasteel, clothes, components, and food. I don't really have much in the way of that sort of stuff. Maybe I'll take this. We'll see. Got a question? Dentist appointment on Friday? Yeah, what's your question? Go for it. I need to sell more leathers. Also, I think we have drugs in the base, so let's get rid of those too. Yeah, there we go. Get rid of that shit. I don't want to sell something big, I just want to sell one of the other stacks. So I'll get rid of most of it. I still need a lot of cloth because I'm still building with that. I'll trade you chocolate and cherry muffin for apple and cinnamon ones. So I don't get these ones here. It's one of my favorite combinations of them. I usually make those if I want them because the store-bought ones are kind of heartburny and kind of dry in a bad way, you know. So I'll normally, if I really want like apple and cinnamon, I'll go to the effort of making it because I make them pretty moist, like inside and outside and stuff. So they're actually, like I said, one of the few things I can cook well, which is amazing. Now, which trader did I get? You lot. Weeks. Get them gone before they kill somebody. You like meringue, right? Yes. Yes, I do. Could I buy a stuff to make here for summer called pavlova? Yes. Pavlova is amazing. Meringue. It's small meringue cake with cream inside and 3 raspberries on top. So pavlova here in Australia, I know I used to make one when I was a kid, but I don't really remember it greatly. But we have like this like really soft, kind of spongy pavlova sort of like center that's just like amazing. Like you can just carve through it with a spoon. And then it kind of has like a kind of the meringue kind of like crusty outside. It's like a full-size cake, and then you have like various fruits. So depending on what you like, you might have like kiwis and strawberries, raspberries, grapes. What else? Blueberries. Maybe mulberries if you have them. Passion fruit syrup. to like put across the center, or any kind of like jammy kind of topping works pretty well too. It's got to be sweet as shit. You can also have chocolate versions too. They're pretty good. They're really nice. I prefer the fruit ones myself. And the funny thing is, oh, you also put like cream on it too. But the thing is, like, Nick doesn't like the toppings on pavlova. He likes the pavlova, but he doesn't like the rest. So I always get extra toppings whenever we get pavlova. So it's an awesome win-win for me, honestly. The only one that like he'll fight me for is like maybe sticky date pudding. That's the only one where we actually are like toe to toe. We both want to eat it, which is funny because when I was a kid, I fucking hated it. And I'm like, well, shit's changed. I grew up and I like this shit now. So yeah, I don't know if a robe would be alright, but we'll get him a robe. What else we got in here? Floodlights. Why is that blue? Is that plasteel? Maybe. Let's maybe buy that. It's a special looking bed. I'm going to have to sell some stuff. Actually, don't put that on there for the moment. Let's see. Let me catch up a little bit. I've been brushing my teeth like 3 times a day the last 3 days. You got to not overdo that. Yeah, Shadow's correct there. Is 3 times a day might be too much, especially how, you know how you said that like your gums and stuff were sore the other day and looked like they could be infected and stuff. If you're gonna brush them, like, don't do it too much, like morning and night if you want to, but 3 times a day is too excessive unless you're like using a soft brush or something like that, so you're not actually hurting your gums or anything. Like, you'd be actually doing more damage wearing away like enamel and stuff if you're doing it too excessively. Also, Phoenix is just like sneezing up a storm in the hallway, if anybody's hearing that. He's a very sneezy cat some days, I'll say that much. I need this to be more like 2,000 or so. We're getting there. We're working on how much I need to take this up by. It's too much. It's because the gums are a bit infected and it hurts. Like I said, it's probably more so just like maybe gingivitis or something, you know. So your gums are sensitive. It could also be that you're just brushing too hard. That's another thing that could be happening, is you might just be brushing too hard. Now you're brushing too hard too frequently and your gums are sore from it. Like, yeah, like I don't know, I'm not looking in your mouth, but your dentist will be able to tell you when they have a look if you've been doing it too much. Dentists can also, by the way, tell if you haven't been brushing regularly. So if you're trying to like brush like crazy now in the lead up to the appointment, they will know if you haven't actually been brushing consistently since you last saw them. So it's better off to try to consistently, when you can remember, brush, so that, you know, when you do see them, stuff like this isn't too bad. And also, so then they don't, you know how you said that like they were saying that you're lazy for not doing it and stuff? It's like, yeah, that would stop, I reckon, those comments as well if you're doing it quite regularly. Because I think that's where their problem with it is. I was thinking about it the other day and I'm like, the only thing I could think of that a dentist would say you're being lazy about brushing your teeth is like if you weren't doing it much until like it was time to do it. And mine's going to set some shit on fire, so I guess that's happening now. So my question, I was wondering if you could make a movie about anything, what would it be about? It would be about my dreams. The dreams that I write down and stuff. The crazy, insane dreams of like zombie apocalypses and like magical far off lands and shit, and like the periodic dramas and shit that I have. Or like the other night where I just took off flying with a magical wand. That was fantastic. You know, I'd make movies about that, honestly, if I could. And I think people would enjoy them because, holy shit, like I have got them in a few private locations for people to read. And I have got like a few hundred people that have read my stories and shit, and they seem to really like them. My cousin's always like lined up for like the next stream. She's like, can you at least like text it to me? And I'm like, it's really long. I can't just send you a message with like part of the story. You won't get the context. So she has to wait until I finish typing them up. It's quite funny. Date pudding. It's a new one to me. Sounds good. Yeah, so sticky date pudding is kind of like, you know, palm dates. the kind of fruit that you get off palm trees, right? So it's made out of that, and obviously like a cake mix kind of thing. If it's done well, it's more like a kind of caramelly tasting dessert cake, and it's normally self-sourcing in like this kind of like rich caramelly date sauce syrup type stuff, and it's served warm, if not hot. So it's actually really, really nice. But yeah, I don't know how else to kind of describe it other than that. Is that, I don't know, that's my answer to everything, isn't it? It's just really, really nice. But it is good. A good one tastes like a good, warm, like freshly made cake with syrup, and a poorly made one tastes gritty. So that's how you know. I will hydrate, Rin. Welcome in. How you doing, man? I'm not prawning yet. Not yet. I see we got an option to buy human meat, and I'm not going to do it because everybody's just going to lose their fucking minds over it. But we are getting like a lot of meat. Let me see. I missed a couple of messages here. No, I feel dumb. Don't feel dumb. A little electric brush and just massage my teeth. Well, electric brushes are supposed to help alleviate some of the pressure and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It usually depends on how you brush, realistically. But don't feel dumb about like over brushing and stuff. I know you did this last year. You got really stressed before your dentist appointment and you started brushing 3 times a day, and we